Hello, happy evening. Thank you so much for joining. Uh, you might be curious what is going to happen for the next 1.5 hours of time. If you guys have following me through Opto Research Academy as well as Opto Research YouTube channel, we have been doing something called a Spark series, where is that is expanded as sharing perspective and research knowledge from international PhD scholars as well as from peer like renowned researchers for the last 2.5 to 3 years. And this thought was a random thought where we wanted to keep it as a live session. So far, we have been doing it as only a recorded one where we get people from across globe, and as a podcast we present it in our YouTube channel. But today it's going to be a Zoom live wherein we have three very good friends of mine who have consented to join for today's panel discussion. And thank you so much, Vivek, Dr. Pinaz, and Chandrika for joining today. And before we begin the panel, I would like to tell the format of the panel discussion. We will have initial 3 to 5 minutes of self introduction by all the three guests today, and then followed by we have a good number of questions received from the registered participants. We'll take those, and we have also set of questions. And then meanwhile, you can as a participant, you can add in the chat box all the questions you feel free to ask, and it's going to be highly informal. Whatever doubts you have, we are here to clarify. So the core essence of this panel discussion is going to be understanding the challenges and what are the good aspects of pursuing PhD in optometry, especially in India, not going out of India for PhD. That's about the crux of the entire session. And let's begin. And I would like to start from Vivek. Vivek, can you give the opening remarks? I would like to explain about your undergrad program as well as postgrad, following which, how did you take up research journey, and then how you ended up doing a PhD. So over to you, Vivek. Thank you for joining again.
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Gopi. I am Vivek Suganthan. So, I have completed my bachelor's in optometry from Elite School of Optometry. So, if you ask me like where all this research journey has started, I think it has started somewhere in the second year or third year, but then I actually didn't know like what to do, but then I wanted to do something in the research because the first thing I'll honestly say that the word doctor was actually fascinating. So I just want to obtain the degree. So at that time, I was convinced that I should do a PhD program in optometry. So with that, I explored so many options, and that's when I got to know that Manipal MAHE was offering a good program on masters, and which was also highly oriented and leaning towards the research aspect. So many interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary research was going on. And after entering MAHE, I was getting this interest with psychophysics and other visual science experiments. So, and then when I was starting to explore the options on that thing, so I got an opportunity to apply for a position of junior research fellowship under Dr. Aishwarya Radhakrishnan at SRM Institute of Science and Technology. So I have registered for that, and then again after 6 months or something, I got an opportunity to register for the PhD. So that in PhD enrollment is itself is a quite a big process, so that will come in the later stages. So after registering myself as a full-time PhD scholar, again I converted myself into a part-time because I got again an opportunity to work as an assistant professor. So that's a very brief introduction.
Thank you, Vivek. Over to you, Chandrika. Thank you again for joining.
Thank you, Dr. Gopi, for giving me this opportunity, first of all. Hello, everyone. My name is Chandrika Ravishankar. So I started my undergrad from Elite School of Optometry. And to, in brief, to tell you how I started with this research journey, it all stems back to my first project, which was on glaucoma. Uh, and that's where I had the eagerness to learn and to understand research. That's where it all stems back. And what excited me was it was the why and what was answered through this process, which helped me to which helped me which really provoked me to continue this journey. And therefore I joined Manipal for my higher education at Manipal Academy of Higher Education. And then to understand more about research, if I can really take this path further, I joined as a research optometrist with Dr. J. Biswas at Shankar Netralaya. I worked there for 6 months, and then I moved on to work as a research optometrist in core optometry area with Dr. Shrikant Bharadwaj at LV Prasad. So I worked there for good 3 years, and then I thought maybe it's the right time to apply for PhD, and therefore I applied for PhD with Dr. Aishwarya at SRM, and now currently I'm doing my PhD with Dr. Aishwarya.
Thank you, Chandrika. Over to you, Dr. Pinaz. You are on mute, Pinaz. Can you unmute? Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Gopi. So, when we talk about PhD, the first thing that comes to my mind is research. And this spark for the research was there in me from my childhood, I can say. From my school going age, I would refine it to school going age. So there was a spark of research from that time. So after I joined my bachelor's in optometry, the very first research project that I got was in my first year of my bachelor's. And I still remember it was on presenting visual acuity. So everyone got this research project, and everyone was supposed to do it. So many just did it as a formality, and because of the passion in me, I did it seriously. I went to my seniors. I had a laptop that time, and I was in Amity University. I was doing my bachelor's in Amity University, Gurugram. So there was a good Wi-Fi connectivity also in the hostel. So I used to use my laptop, Google search for all these things. And I ended up in doing a very good small project from the first year perspective on just presenting visual acuity. So that was the first step I did. I take towards my formal research. And then after that, similarly, in the second year also, we were supposed to do the research, and in the third year also, and in the fourth year of the internship as well. So every year, I used to take topics seriously. I used to go through the permit search and all. So I learned about slowly things like I slowly learned about research methods, then data entry, then sampling, then data analysis, everything. Like in a brief, I had a good idea about all these things by my bachelor's only. So now, so this was a dream from my bachelor's onwards that I should do a PhD in order to do a good research to set my standards in research. And thus I did my masters, and then after that I started hunting for my PhD opportunities. So my masters was also in Amity University, and after that I started hunting for the PhD opportunities. So I applied for lots of examinations. I started looking into Google, and then we have University of Hyderabad, then we have Manipal Academy of Higher Education, then we also have some institutes in IIT, like Indian Institute of Science, that provides vision science research. So I started applying for all these good universities, and I started attempting their exams also. And eventually I cleared a MAHE exam and got into PhD. So this was my passion for research, and this is how I got my PhD.
Thank you, all three of you. So now it is some like I got a clarity on all of you had a passion towards PhD in any way completing it. And as Vivek mentioned, he wanted to have a doctor. And as Chandrika also mentioned, she was trained under big people like Dr. Biswas and Dr. Shrikant and Nelly Prasad. And again, as Pinaz mentioned, she was having the interest towards research from childhood as well. So now that we had the clarity on why PhD, I want to know why PhD in India. What made you to decide, okay, I will pursue PhD in India, as because many of the listeners today are eagerly waiting to understand why in India, why not abroad? If is there any opportunity even in India to do a good PhD? So anyone can take it up. Maybe I would like Pinas to start because she was just graduated and got her doctorate recently and a year back. So maybe Pinas can take it up.
Okay, thank you so much, Gopi, again. So, when I was hunting for my PhD opportunities, I was also hunting for good PhD opportunities abroad. I also wrote many applications as well. But somewhere in my heart, I was not very satisfied or very brave to go outside. So, this was the one reason that I did not choose to go out. I felt that I need to be in India right now and explore the opportunities there, because the truth is, we have very good opportunities in India if we are capable of achieving it. For example, IIT, they have another set of standards only. So you cannot match it with any other standards abroad or in India. So the thing is that if you can clear the exam, you can get it. So I took this challenge. Like I was like, okay, if I cannot go outside, if my heart is not allowing me to go outside, let us explore the things that is in India, and that is the best thing. That are among the best things. So I went for a gate exam as well. I went for this MAHE exam as well. So what I feel in the whole this searching for the PhD thing, what matters to you is, if you want to do a good research, you need a good guide. You need a good supervisor, and that supervisor should be at a good place. So I started again searching for all these things. Who are the supervisors at MAHE? So when I looked at that, I got to know that Dr. Ramesh Asri is there, Dr. Shonraj Bale Ganesh Roy is there, and what all research projects do the students carry there? So they work on perimetry, they work on ARMD, they work on certain things, and they have very good collaborations. They have collaborations with universities abroad. They have good opportunities, like they have lots of funds given to the students for attending conferences, for presenting papers, for publishing works. So these were the things that I had in my mind, and looking after all these things, like which university can pay me the scholarship. I always wanted to go for a full-time PhD. I never wanted to go for a part-time PhD, because I want to completely focus on the work that I am doing right now. So if it is PhD research, then I want to get indulged into it completely. So that was my criteria. So for me, to be supported during that time, during PhD time, the financial support that matters a lot. So from where will I get that? So which university offers a scholarship? Which university will not make me work anything else apart from the research? So these were the things that I had in my mind, and yeah, Mahe was one of those. So looking at all these criterias, I chose Mahe, and these were the things that made me think like, we should not think like India is it's our country and it's not good in research. The thing is that you need to explore for the opportunities. You need to explore for the things that really are comparable to the things abroad.
Yeah, yeah. So
You need to
so
set your
from
standards
yeah.
high.
So from your perspective, and I totally agree because the guide matters a lot. And I was very fortunate, like you, to work under Dr. Ramesh. I think Vivek also will accept because for his masters also, he was the guide, masters postgraduate guide. So apart from university, the my perspective towards PhD in India, anywhere you go abroad, the guide matters, the supervisor matters, and given the stipend or the scholarship. So I take these two aspects as a key things. And if anything needs to be added by Chandrika, because she is also a full time scholar, apart from what Pinaz has mentioned.
Yeah, Pinaz rightly mentioned all the required things. And one more thing that I would like to add is the institute. Like, is the institute well equipped to give you all the support that you need during your journey? Is one thing that we need to look at apart from your supervisor. So, of course, the university also matters, and along with the supervisor is what I wanted to add.
Okay, and I will take to the go to the next question. Like Vivek mentioned that he was a full-time scholar, then converted to a part-time. So, is there any reason it was happened, or it happened by a chance? Can you explain quickly? Tell if there are any, if there are no political aspects behind it. Can you tell on that aspect, Vivek?
Okay, so there is no political aspect and all, but then I was working as a full-time scholar for like 2 years or something, but then opportunity came, like in the department there was a vacancy, and then so I just approached, and then they were like, okay, you can proceed. So I proceeded to apply, and then I got the job, and then of course I have to convert my full-time PhD into part-time, and again the institute and the department, both of them, and my supervisor especially, each and every one of them were very supportive in this transitional process.
So, from to continue these, what are the key challenges you are facing as a part-time scholar? Because I understand I did my PhD full time. I had the liberty to go to the lab, to the clinics, and to do the data collection anytime, whenever I feel okay. And same for Pinaz as well as Chandrika. As a part-time PhD scholar, you have also worked as a full-time scholar. So, what are the key advantages as well as the challenges you are currently facing with respect to that?
Okay, so when it comes to full-time PhD scholar, especially in India, again, institute to institute, slight changes might be there. But then at SRM, for a full-time scholar, it's mandatory that they have to take class for like 6 to 8 hours per week. So that is there. Again, this might change for institute to institute. But when you compare it with a part-time scholar, so their academics is the main thing, like where the teaching hours will be a little more, ranging from 12 to 18 hours per week, like, and you will be the main lead. Whereas when you are a full-time scholar, you will be like a teaching assistant. So when that is there, like you will have to utilize all of your free time whenever you are having for doing your research, data collection, analysis, paper writing, etc., etc. So that is the main key aspect, key difference I will say.
Uh, okay, that's great. So I also understand as Pinas, you too must have applied abroad, trying for PhD. And what are the key process with respect to getting admitted to a PhD in India? As I have already captured the abroad opportunities, mainly they look at the publications, their master's score, and the letter of recommendation, and to some extent again SOP. So these are the key four factors which have observed from India, like from Western as well as other parts of the world when it comes to PhD. So how different it is? Can you, all of you can maybe SRM aspect, can someone answer, and for MAHE maybe Pinas can answer, and yeah, over to you guys.
So
Yeah,
at
yeah.
sorry, yeah. So
Proceed.
yeah, yeah. So at SRM, the what we had a formal way of application, that we went to the website, we wrote our letter of interest, and then we briefly summarized of what our research topic could be, and what are the and under which guide I would like to apply. So it was a formal process, and then we went on to write the examination, which consisted of MCQs that was largely covered during your undergrad times, and then a short and then we had an interview, a brief interview, where we had to present our research topic, and starting from the aim to hypothesis to what kind of a statistical analysis would be carried out. So like a short introduction at the same time, that opportunity was is where I used to exhibit my interest and what kind of depth in research I had. So yeah, based on that, that was the process that was carried out at SRM.
Okay, thank you, Chandrika. Maybe Pinaz, is there anything different at MAHE?
So, what difference I find when I apply for PhD position abroad and when I apply for PhD position in India is that in India you have to clear an entrance exam. So when we talk about University of Hyderabad or when we talk about Manipal Academy of Higher Education or getting into IISc, we have to clear an entrance exam, and that entrance exam is based on general things. So for example, if it is Mahe or University of Hyderabad, they have particular optometry department in the university. So the things that comes in the exams are like general aptitude, then the optometry related questions that could be of anything like binocular vision, dispensing, research, anything. It can be anything. And in general aptitude it's mathematics, English, everything is combined. So that was what I was finding in India. So so once you complete that exam, once you qualify that exam, the next level is the interview. So in interview they see like how many publications you had and what have you been have you do you have any idea of research, so will you be able to continue this PhD. So this is what they try to find out. Is a candidate capable of doing a research, is a candidate capable of learning new things. So what question was asked to me was, if you don't know programming language, then will you learn it if it is required in your PhD. So if I would have said no, then my admission in the PhD was impossible. So because I said yes, that I am willing to learn, yes, I will learn programming languages. I mean, that was the requirement for that particular PhD project that was already in the hands of supervisors. So that is why they took me. That was the one aspect I will say. Others would have also said yes, I don't know. So that's the thing. Yeah, so we need to
Okay.
clear an entrance exam and after that an interview.
Okay, so before we proceed to the next set of questions, I would take a final question on these aspects of PhD entrance and admission process. There is an interesting question in the chat box. How do you weigh the part-time and full-time PhD? Because Vivek has undergone both so far. So can you tell the key aspects with what are the advantages and disadvantages on both of the side from both sides?
Okay, so yeah, so when you are a full-time scholar, like your full focus will be in the project, whatever you are undergoing. So the entire time you can actually spend for the data collection and the analysis aspect related to the project. That is one advantage I would say. Like you will not have any other distraction because you're not going to be completely involved in the teaching aspect, or you're not going to head the teaching aspect. So that is one advantage. And when it comes to the part time, like your main focus will be the academics, and research will become the thing where which you can do like when you get time. But then comparatively you will get good money in your hand, so that is there. Time will be a bigger problem when it comes to a part-time PhD, and also like you might have to go to your home and then again you have to work, and again it depends upon whether you're married or you're having any family to manage or not. Again, everything matters a lot. So I find the major difference is between that dedicated time which you get in the full time and the increased salary or the stipend equivalent which you get in the part-time PhD. And just to add one more point in the PhD process, so most of the universities also consider the net exam scores for the entrance exam. So if that is there, then some of the universities waive off the need for writing their own entrance exam. You can directly go and proceed with your proposal presentation, and then if it is okay, then you can join the university.
I think places like University of Hyderabad or AIMS where the government sectors are present. So I think that places they accept the JRF or the net exams, as you mentioned, Vivek. And we'll go to the next set of interesting questions. One thing about PhD, when people move abroad, they think, okay, PhD is a very funful process, and they you have a lot of time to roam around. You can chit chat, you can do whatever you want, especially abroad. That is not true. That I have already captured in my previous Spark series. And can you guys share, as a full-time PhD scholar, what how your day will be, and what you dedicate yourself, and what are the rewarding aspects, how often you get some rewards? Because when we write exams, as an experienced scholar, like out of all of you, I would say when we write exams we get either pass fail, and then maybe you rewrite the exam, you get a score, and then move forward. But doesn't happen like that in PhD. It takes 6 months, 1 year, to just to see a small change in our process or progress. So can you guys share the real life actual what happens, real life expectations from a PhD from India? Maybe so you can, maybe it can be from every day, from morning to evening what you do, or maybe a month process, any aspect you can share. It can, you can be in a way.
Sure. I'll start. So for me, yeah, you're exactly right, because PhD is very less rewarding. Even if you take compare between the clinics and your research career. Clinics, yes, you see patients day in and day out, and you somehow help them, and then you put a smile on their face, which is actually rewarding. But it's not the quite the thing in research, where you need to wait at least six months or 1 year to really, make a paper out of what you're doing, and that becomes a reward. So not so this cannot be rewarding day in and day out. So for me, I actually segregate my day. So say in the morning half of the day, I do things such as reading a paper, or performing experiments, or things like that, so that when I start my day, my mind is fresh, and then I can focus on multiple things to juggle with. And then as the day progresses, I move on to things like analysis part, and where I can slightly keep my mind at rest, and I do not and so I basically divide my day into the parts where I'm fresh mind, and the parts where my mind is going to be a bit calmed down, so where I can just look into analysis part of my project. And then after I come home, I do all the household chores, and then again I would sit with my work, and then I think, like, I need the time to think where I am missing out, and where I can actually put in my work, is how my day really goes. So I would say, even in the middle of night, I would get an idea about how I could have fixed that code, or and then I quickly take up my laptop and start working on the code and fix it. So it is not a 9 to 5 job. I would say it is a continuous job. Throughout the day, you should keep on thinking about it to really achieve what you want.
Yeah, anyone else wants to add any more points?
Okay, so I think there are two aspects to the question. One is reward, and another one is like how we segregate our day. Like, so how we actually do is like we go with conference as a deadline, conference or paper as a deadline. Okay, like say 4 months later, when conference is going to come. Okay, which data are we going to present? Okay, do we have enough data or not? If we don't have enough number of data, then okay, let's work on it, and then let's finish the analysis which is required for that. And once the conference is over, so whatever feedback we get, so that is actually the reward points. Like you will get positive, constructive feedback. You will also get some, yeah, of course, that is both positive and negative also. So if something can be incorporated, which will help to enhance our project, then definitely we'll incorporate, make those changes, and then might be we will redo the experiment or we will redo the analysis. and then we'll proceed for the paper writing. So this is how it will go. When it comes to planning the day, again, I don't usually plan on day basis. Mine usually goes based on month or weekly deadline. So within this week, I have to complete this one. So when I am so energetic, then I will go and do the data collection. And whenever I feel like, okay, I don't have enough energy to walk around, to call the patient, sit and do all this experiment, then I'll just sit and write the paper or do the analysis, and then I'll have a discussion with my supervisor. So all these aspects will go into play.
Anything you want to add, Pinas? Or we'll go.
Yeah, I mean, that's what both of
Hmm.
them said. It's not
Okay.
a 9 to 5 job, it's a 24-hour thing. So even
So I,
after coming from the college, you get fresh and then you go to the library or your peaceful place and keep on working, working, working.
So I also remember working in the research scholar room till 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock.
Yes, yes,
We do have some of the scholars who are close to us who have worked entire night at the scholars
yes.
room. So that's how PhD works. And let's jump to the next set of questions. I would like you guys to share about how well you are supposed to be equipped before even entering PhD. Because when I started full-time PhD, or when you guys started, the amount of information available was not much available. Now that even after 6 7 years of time, now we have abundant of information from websites, and so much of courseworks are people are doing on YouTube, and things are happening. So how much of research equipment or you should equip yourself when it comes to PhD? So before even you jump into PhD, can you guys share a couple of aspects on that?
Equip ourselves would be starting from how the basic statistics is one aspect that we need to know, so that we do not really have to rely on a statistician to analyze our data, because at the end of the day it's your data and you need to own it up. So I think statistics is learning basic statistics. We need to start with there, from there, and then moving on to research methodology, like what is a case control study and what kind of studies are there, and then moving on to understanding your area of interest, and to see how all these can be combined into your area of interest. So I would start with somewhere from basic statistics to the research methodology and then to your area of interest. That's how I would like to transition to be better at what I'm doing.
Okay. Any other points?
Okay, so whatever Chandrika said, like that's the first and foremost aspect everyone has to take care. But apart from that, if you ask me, like you should be more focused about what kind of study you want to do and whether the resources are available in the particular institute or not. Whether you want to go with a patient population, if yes, then how about the patient flow in the hospital? If not, then what are the alternative approaches you have? Because once you jump into your project, but then if you are not able to find out the patient problem, then it is going to be a problem for your data collection. So that is one main thing. Second one is the other resources to carry out the experiments, like the display or whatever other instruments, whichever is required to do your data collection. So these are the main aspects which you should be very well known to yourself, so that the PhD will go in a very smooth manner.
Over to you,
Well, I
Pinas.
would
Yeah.
like to add, points. So I also have some PhD scholars. I mean, I'm co-supervising them. So I really find a lot of things that today's scholars are missing. I mean, we all are from very, our standards are very high when we compare ourselves to the Indian optometry scholars. So what many people are doing right now, they are all just taking PhD admissions. Okay. So, what I feel is lacking in them is their computer skills, their PowerPoint presentation skills, their database search. So, many of the scholars who have taken admission in PhD, they don't even know what is a database, how to do research in a database. I strongly feel it's not only with my scholars, and I'm seeing it in my friends, surroundings, everywhere, that they don't know what is database search. So, highly recommend to get familiar with all these things like database, what are the database, what is PubMed, what is the Scopus, how to make a presentation, how to make a research presentation, what comes first, literature review will come first, or aims or objective will come first. So don't rely on AI only. And then I also feel that one should have a very tenacious nature, that is the ability to absorb the rough attitude of your mentor, of your coach. So what I feel, I am not able to speak anything to my PhD scholars as well. I have to be very careful. But when I was a PhD scholar, I was like, say me anything and I'm ready to accept it. And I'm ready. I have taken the things very positively. So one should be very rough and tough. One should be very strong enough to absorb the things that your supervisor is telling you, and should take it positively, should do it. Okay. So then only you at the end become a good researcher. Another thing I would like to add, you have to be again very strong to handle all the crests and troughs that you are going to have in the PhD. You cannot cry throughout your PhD saying that I'll complete it in 3 years and you are not letting me complete that. So you have to be strong enough. So this is what is lacking in today's scholars, I feel. So they should be well equipped with this strength inside them
Yeah,
and the
I
knowledge.
totally agree. I totally agree
Yeah.
with all three of you, with especially when it comes to Pina's points on the basic skills where of looking at the literature and reading a basic paper. Even it may not be a hi-fi psychophysical paper. It might be even a cross-sectional prospective study design where they have presented prevalence data, and you should be able to interpret that and make sure you learn the process of doing that, because we were not trained as an optometry graduate at undergraduate level. We were not trained much with research, and we actually are supposed to learn it during masters, and they seed in the process of research in your masters. And when it comes to PhD, yes, you are on your own, and there is not much of hand holding you might expect from the supervisors, and I totally envy it, because as you mentioned, PhD is a roller coaster ride. And if you can look at my acknowledgement section, I am finally pen down my roller coaster ride. That's my first sentence, because I had lots and lots of ups and downs. And as you mentioned, it's not 9 to 5 job, and you will have lots and lots of ups and downs. Supervisor will push you not in wells, and they will push you in big Pacific Ocean and Indian Ocean all together, and you have to swim on your own. So once you have the attitude and strength to, okay, like mental strength to take up, okay, next 3 4 years of my life I'm going to dedicate for my PhD. I'm not saying okay it has to be only for PhD. You should also have a personal life balance. If you're planning for getting married, please get married. If you're planning for a baby, please do that, because you should have a good life balance. When during PhD there should be someone to listen to you. It can be your spouse or parent, or to be a wedding person or a fiancé or a good close friend. Unless otherwise you have these basic qualities, okay, mentally prepared, not just research knowledge. You should have a lots and lots of mental preparation, along with whatever people have mentioned about a research skill. Then you take a PhD. And also Pinaz was mentioning about the lethargic attitude towards the current scholars. I think that's there, like even at undergraduate students level, because we are academicians, we are facing it on everyday basis. And I also believe they will come up, like they will understand the process soon enough. And let's jump to the next set of questions. I would like to get an understanding about how to find the university. There are a lot of people asking about how to find where is PhD is available, whether we can find from advertisement, how it is posted. So can you guys share how it is done in like maybe from deemed university perspective, and even a part-time scholar, how easy it is to convert to your research interest to a PhD work? Like you are in a hospital or a university, and there is an opportunity for PhD as a scholar, and how to convert it, and overall, like from government as well as private sector, how to find the positions.
Um, from my experience, so I'm currently working with Dr. Aishwarya at SRM Medical College. So how I came to join with her in her lab is through a conference. So I met her at a conference, and I came to know about her work. And when I knew that her idea and her way of work also aligns with my idea, I thought that she could be the right person for me to work. And then that's when I went and approached her, and then she said that okay, we would have an opening, keep checking our portal, is what she had advised. And then so as per her advice, I went on to the website and started checking for the admission opening, and luckily there was an opening at that very month, so based on which I had applied to her. So I think I was able to connect to her through a conference, and that's how I got to join PhD with her.
Okay, so it's very important to you go for conferences. Just not that faculties push you go for a conference, interact with people that actually turn to a PhD opportunity. That's a very nice way of expressing. Vivek, do you have any points?
Yeah, so I would advise in the similar lines of what Chandrika has told. Like, first find out the guide. Like, you will have an area of interest to work on. So you just see who are all working in that similar area, and then find out where that particular guide is working, which institute or something. So that is one thing. And another one is, even if this especially will be applicable for those who are already working in an institute and want to pursue a PhD in that. So even if your institute doesn't offer PhD, there is one opportunity where you can do it. Like, you find a person who is working in some other university which offers PhD. You can also have a guide in your institute itself as a co-guide or something. So in that way, you can collaborate with another university, and then you can pursue your PhD as a part-time external candidate also. So that is also an option.
Okay. Anything else to be added, Pinas?
So apart from conferences are obviously a very good source of meeting people. You can identify the universities from a general Google search, like which all universities are providing PhD. Now, setting up your standards, you need to look into what kind of PhD work you will get to do when you get in one university. So, depending upon all the things that you are willing to pursue, you need to modify your search, and definitely you will get good universities on the Google search only.
Okay, so I'm also adding a point on this because every month 4 to 5 people approach me. I am a faculty. I cannot leave my job. I want to do PhD. In my university, there is no person who can guide me as a PhD guide from optometry. So that's the key aspect everybody has. So what I would answer them is, you find a person who is a non-optometric fellow also, register under them, find another co-supervisor from other institution, may not be associated with particular university or your university, have them as a main pillar of support for your PhD, and then do the process of including the DAC members, that is doctor advisory committee members, and then interact with them, so that even the supervisor may not have the core optometry knowledge, maybe someone from pharmacology or someone from physiotherapy. It's okay to pull them as a guide, unless until you have a good supervising team as well as DAC committee to support your decisions and handhold when you are facing some difficulties during the meetings you sit every 6 months or once. So I would recommend, if you're in academia trying to find a PhD position, either find it from where you are actually working in the same university setup. For example, if you are in Tamil Nadu Medical TNMGRMU, that is Tamil Nadu Medical University, that is MGR University, you find a person who is nearby your town. So I am from Erode, Salem. So wherever people are registered as a faculty, as a supervisor, find them, approach to them, share your research interest. If they are okay, whenever there is an application comes up, you can register under them and then pursue it. You need not wait till some opportunity comes from website or something. So this way, some of my friends have registered PhD, so I thought I will share this. We will go to the last segment, maybe another 15-20 minutes of time before we go to the question and answers from the participants. What do you see as a scope of completing PhD? As you know, many graduate students after finishing optometry itself, they feel okay, I do not have any opportunity, I'm moving abroad, or they get stick into some other field. So, what do you see? How do you see the future scope of research and optometry, as well as scope for optometry PhD in India? Anyone can answer. Maybe Pinas can answer because she has just started her academia, and maybe from there we can Vivek can take it up, and then Chandrika. Yeah, over to you, Pinas.
Okay, so after PhD, again, it is what you want to do. So I truly wanted to continue a core research only, and with this feeling in my heart, I applied at many places, but unfortunately, I did not get a single postdoctoral fellowship vacancy where there is a funding. So that was the biggest challenge, and then I ended up in an academics career. So when you enter academics, there's a huge demand of PhD in academics, and again it is like what is expected from you, that there is a huge demand of PhD in academics. Is it just the degree doctor that you they want in front of your name? So maybe there might be several universities that just want a degree of doctor written in front of your name, so that they get good admissions in their university. But the reality, if you go to the good universities, they want research papers from you. They want good research, quality research coming up from you. And if you, apart from your academics load, so if you are not able to give this quality research to that university, then you are useless. You are, I mean, there is no point of you being a PhD. They could have hired a simple postgraduate in optometry person and would have paid less and got him or her work for the same thing. So what is expected from you is a good research. So in terms of giving a good research and then guiding PhD students, this is what is the scope of a PhD. So you should be capable of guiding PhD students. You should be capable of bringing funds to the university, writing funds for the university, and then yeah, quality research. That's all things. So this is what is expected from PhD person.
Yeah, over to you, Vivek.
Yeah, so just to add to what Dr. Pinas has told, so academic is one aspect, and the other aspect I would say is the MNCs, like where you have R&D research and development facilities in so many other MNCs. So that is one other place where you can work after obtaining your PhD. And in academia, again, like as the UGC rules will keep on changing, no? Like every 6 months, on they will tell PhD is mandatory if you want to work as an assistant professor. Another 6 months later, they will tell no, it is not mandatory. But then we should understand that the main idea of doing a PhD is to excel the research skills. Like, so I would advise, like, please don't do PhD just for the sake of doing or just for the sake of obtaining the degree. You do it with passion so that at the later stage, even if it is made mandatory, you will be in a good position to guide good students at the level of UG or PG. And that's how the field of optometry will also grow. So these are the main aspects I would say that we as a PhD scholars will have a good scope.
Yes, Chandrika.
Yeah, I think the major parts both Pinaz and Vivek have covered. I would say maybe shifting your idea onto startups, which can help the researchers to be at the all the ends of developing a product. and with so government this time has allotted about 3 times more money to the R&D development, and startups could also be a good idea. My HOD Dr. Ramesh had always encouraged people to go and to start a company on your own after you finish your PhD, which sounded weird at that time, but now it all makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, so I can
And I
add.
would like to
Yeah,
add
yeah,
one more
yes.
thing. The biggest scope, the biggest inspiration for me is right now Gopi. So after his PhD, he has done a marvelous job. He has guided so many people in research. So he has guided so many undergraduate, postgraduate, and guiding so many PhD scholars across India, across world, I believe. So this is also one of the scope entrepreneurship.
Yeah, so I will share my journey. So I finished my I submitted my thesis in May 2022. I mean, and then I came back home and I was 1 week I was like restless what I will do, where I'm going to get a job. I did not apply anywhere that time. And so eventually I thought, okay, let me discuss this idea of launching a research consultancy with my boss, Dr. Ramesh, and along with Dr. Rizwana, who is also a good mentor of mine. And when I proposed this idea, they were like, Gopi, don't stop, just roll it out as a company. And then it started, and it's been 3 years now. Through Opto Research and Opto Research Academy, I have supported over 100 clients. We have managed to sign MOU with 5 institutions. One is university, where I'm going to handhold them for entire research. And through Opto Research, 15 to 20 peer-reviewed publications have come out, all in indexed and peer-reviewed journals. So this is another way where highly untapped area you can also explore from your even if you're not able to do it in a bigger point of view, maybe focus on the local institutions, approach them. I'm always open to share my ideas. It's not how you can start something. Like even Pinaz was trying to do something, and she's actually supporting scholars in and around where only to a closer one. So this is how you uh, encourage people, and you can actually find good opportunity after completing PhD. Now it's all like people are approaching me because the standard has I've demonstrated the standard in the last 3 years. So you do the process, don't look at the end as a fruitful result. Results will come, so universal will take care of entire thing. So do the process of a strong process, believe in the process. I think things will fall, so you will be able to do good research as well as in terms of finance after completing PhD. Even from India, you need not move abroad. We have lots and lots of examples from tertiary eye care hospitals, also secondary level hospitals, doing wonders as scientists after completing PhD. And let's take up couple of questions from the participants. We are almost close to 8, maybe another 10 minutes. First question is from Miss Ramya. She's asking about, she's an undergraduate student. I'm glad that even undergraduate students are attending. She's asking about doctorate of optometry versus PhD in opto. I think she means doctor of optometry, not doctorate. Doctorate of optometry is doctor of optometry. And it's a very simple basic difference where BOptom is equated to OD program in US and Canada and some parts of Australia as well. So if you want to pursue as an optometry career in Western India, especially in US and Canada, you are supposed to do your OD. Otherwise, it's not a big science. You just need a finance support to pursue doctor of optometry. And second question is from Shalini. She's asking about the universities in South India. Is there any registration? I think we have taken up this question. And next is, yeah, this is an interesting question. I am a PhD scholar, and how much data is sufficient to present or publish a paper? So this is an interesting question. After you guys all answer, I can share my point as well. Yeah, anyone can start. So how
Okay,
much of data is needed? whether the quantity matters or the quality matters. Maybe you can take in that way.
Yeah, okay.
So
So again, there are
definitely, okay, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Vivek,
Pinaz,
continue.
please, no, carry on, carry
No,
on.
you continue.
Okay, so there are actually, this is actually a debatable question. Okay, like some people are, it again depends upon the guide and the university, because some university will have a strict rule because everything has to go past the ethics committee and then only you are going to do your data collection. So some universities will be very strict. They'll be like, you calculate your sample size and then you attain your sample so that we will tell okay that whether your study results are valid or not. But then on the other side, it all depends upon how strict your methodology is, whether it has any loopholes. Even if you see the articles which were published in the past century, like before 2000s, I would say, like most of the studies will have three participants, four, five participants. In some of the studies, the author itself himself will be the only participant for the entire study also. So everything boils down to the methodology. So quantity matters sometimes, but at the end of the day, how well you are constructing your methodology and how good you are executing that protocol, and then how well you are analyzing it. So even if your sample size is less, it doesn't matter. You employ good statistical tools and statistical methods to analyze your data, and in that way, you can definitely strengthen your data, and that will definitely add up.
Yes, Pinas.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Even I also have seen papers where I see that PhD, it was a PhD work and it was done on only four samples. So, yeah, so what matters is like we are in the world of psychophysics, so we know how tough the experiments are. So it takes hours and hours to complete one experiment. If you're doing a simple thing, you can take samples according to the sample size calculation. But when you're doing something very robust, the methodology of which is very uh, taking a long time, then definitely a lower sample is the thing that we come across.
Yeah. Any points from Chandrika on this? I know you have a couple of publications, which is very difficult to understand. One from the academy paper. Yeah, share your thoughts on this.
No, I would completely agree with what Vivek and Dr. Pinaz has mentioned. Of course, quality is more important than quantity. And again, if you want to understand if your sample size is good enough, you do have statistical tests that you can employ, like effect sizes can tell you how much is your data makes sense, and if that sample that you have is sufficient, can be known through statistical methods, as I said, like effect sized Cohen's d. There are several statistical tests that you can employ to understand if this is sufficient.
Yeah, so I will also add something on this. So if you feel you have a sample size and a good justification, even this can actually show a difference, then proceed with that for your paper. Otherwise, go back and calculate the effect size Cohen's d, or look at the partial eta square if you are doing some ANOVA. I know it might be for some of you, it might be Greek and Latin, but try to understand, go back and read. I am the academy part of Gopinath is coming out. Sorry, as a teacher. And one more aspect I would also say, you can also look at the power of the study. And I can vouch as an example. I had entire PhD had only 40 participants. First part of my qualitative study had 10 participants, where I went on interviewing 10 people, because that's a very niche area. I went with a sample of like people with bilateral central vision loss, where they cannot see anything centrally in both the eyes. From 10,000 participants, I have to retrospectively review and then funnel down, and I could collect only 10 participants due to various reasons, and it got accepted as a publication in BMJ Open, which is a Q1 journal, impact factor of 3.5. So that is one thing. And second, again, another aspect about the publication, and another paper where we went on doing a proof of concept study. We did it on a open perimetry interface, where we call it, we use it in perimetry, and it got published as a brief communication in a Graphy Ophthalmology journal, which is again a Q1 journal with high impact factor. So both journal did not reject the paper because of small sample size, because we were able to justify it in the discussion part, strengthen the discussion with limitations for future scopes, so that you will be able to explain it in a better way, and you can do that. That's not easy or not tough. So as the first time is the difficult part when it comes to publication. As you do more and more, it is going to be a fruitful, enjoyable process. I think that's all from questions from the participants. Yes, Shweta wants to ask some question. Yes, please.
Hi, Gopi sir.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite Spark series because two of my friends are here. First of all, hi everyone. So yeah, without any further delay, I just want to ask questions to all the three speakers, one questions. So to Chandrika, throughout your PhD journey, so could you share a specific instance where you felt stuck or confused by your research problem or a methodological roadblock where and how did you strategically approach that specific challenge and what was your lesson from that?
Okay, thank you for asking this question, Shweta. Methodological roadblock, I would say was so right now I'm working on something called Bayesian analysis, and which is a completely new concept for me as well for my guide. So currently, I'm actually looking at how does sorry if it's Greek and Latin, but I'm trying to understand how does the how does a model how to model our depth related cues. So that is something a quite new area that I am venturing into, where all both me and my guide have very not so good knowledge about it, but we are still figuring it out on by looking into books and watching videos related to it, Coursera, of course. So there, I think I had a issue with it. And the other thing was, so there are instances where I have to record a video while a cricket batsman is playing. So in that process, recording and analyzing a video frame by frame was another roadblock that I had experience with, where I had to go back and then learn coding for that reason, and then code stuff to measure the outcome variables that I wanted to. Yeah, so these are few of my major methodological roadblocks. Thank you for asking that.
Thank you, Chandrika. And the next question is to Mr. Vivek. Hi, Vivek. Your work is in a complex area, visual psychophysics. Could you walk us through the primary challenges like the funding or procuring the equipment, setting up the experimental environment, or calibrating or managing human data collection? And what are the challenges that you have faced in all those aspects?
Okay, thanks for the wonderful question, Shweta, and thanks for dropping by. So I can talk about this all day long, but then for the want of time, I'll just keep it very brief. So luckily, the funding aspects it was covered by when I was as a JRF. So Dr. Aishwarya, so she got the grant from SERB. So through that funding, so the entire lab was developed. So right from the simulation aspects to the display, eye tracker, and the response system, everything was procured through that funding. So funding aspects was done in that way. But the second main aspect or the challenge I would say is the standardizing the methodology. Okay, like if you, I'm again taking this opportunity to invite you all to SRM. Like you can come and have a visit to our vision science lab. So you will actually find three water tanks, glass tanks. Okay, so which were developed in the course of my project. So like standardizing that aspect was little time taking. And what is the second aspect of your question?
The experimental setup and managing human data collection.
Okay, so the experimental setup again, it took almost more than 1.5 years for us to standardize it. So that's why I told like we had multiple sizes of tanks because I work, okay,
I know.
before going into this, I worked in the area of water-induced blur where we try to assess like how different visual functions are affected when you have this blur which is induced by water. So initially it was we were calling it as underwater blur, and that's later it's when we realized that we shouldn't call it as underwater blur because our eye is not actually immersed in the water when we are conducting the experiment. Instead it should be called as water induced blur because it is a blur which is produced by water. So this understanding itself for us, it took more than 1.5 years. So that is the main thing. And patient data, like in order to manage that, what I do is I maintain a master Excel sheet. So where each and every participant, once they walk into the lab, so I'll give them an ID like XX001, something like that. So from day one till now, so whoever has walked in as a subject to my project, so entire master sheet will be there. And then I'll also maintain separate sheet for different objectives or different visual parameters, and everything will be in the proper format. Like if I want to analyze the data, I can just import them into the SPSS and then I can do it. And then you should also be careful with the informed consent form or the patient information sheet. So all those things are ethically required by the ethical committee, and also by the time you complete your PhD, again all these documents will be viewed. So all these things should be saved well. And one more thing, main thing, don't rely completely on the software data what you save. Always have a backup in the cloud or in a separate hard disk or something, because once it is gone forever. And this especially you should take care when you are nearing your final stages of PhD, because I have
So will you
experienced
get
one such experience. That's why I'm just reiterating it.
okay? One more thing to add on that. Will you get any cloud storage for your PhD? Uh,
Like from the institution.
yeah, yeah,
No, as such, no. But then we have other cloud storage. I mean, we do get a Google Suite, like, but then it is restricted to 5 to 15 GB, I think.
yeah,
But
yeah,
then you
yeah.
always
Mm.
have an option to open multiple Gmail account. That is one. Second one is hard disk. Third one is you also have other cloud storage options. Like, if I can name, I can. If I am allowed to
No, no,
name, I
no,
can name them.
no, no, no. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah, okay, no issues. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much, Vivek.
yeah.
And my next question is to Dr. Pinaz. First of all, congratulations, Dr. Pinaz. And this is just a common dilemma where many of the students choose to pursue higher studies in or PhD in abroad, where they have to go through all the GRE or IELTS preparation and then the visa applications and stipends, all those things. So, what are the advantages when they are pursuing the PhD in their own country? And what are the mental and emotional load that you have faced during your research, your PhD?
Well, again, here comes the aim why you want to do PhD. So, my aim for when I was applying for PhD was to get the best place to work to learn research. So, if I would have got a chance to go abroad, I would have definitely went there, because I know the standards of their lab, I know the standards of their research, that in India is at very few places. So we have, for example, when I was doing in MAHE, I was fortunate that I had supervisors who did their PhD or postdoc from universities abroad. So they already had those standards, and they helped in collaborating with them as well, so that we can enhance our knowledge. And for example, we had a lab where we have Cambridge research systems. So these were the things. So we cannot compare the facilities in research labs that is present in India to what is present in, for example, University of Melbourne. So we cannot compare that. Definitely that is well established, it is well proven that it is a much better established place in terms of research. It has well equipped research equipments. So whatever I got in India, I did my PhD in that equipment, and the best I could do was we did as a team. So as an emotional thing, yeah, whenever I wanted to talk to my family, there was no time lag that here is day, here is night. There was nothing like that. So I can call my mother any time of the day or
Yes.
night because I know that this is the time she will be awake. And whenever I felt like meeting them in person, I just took a flight and I went there. So these were the things, advantages that I had when I was doing my PhD in India, which would have not been an advantage when I was if I was doing a PhD abroad.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Pinaz. And thank you, Gopi sir, for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you
Thank you,
all.
Shweta. Thank you, Shweta, for joining and asking some nice questions to the panel.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, before we go to the closing remarks, I would like to ask Ravi Shankar sir to share a couple of words because he was, yes, sir. Thank you. Over to you.
Good evening, Dr. Gopinath Madheshwaran,
Yes, sir. Good
and
evening.
all the participants. This is not my doubt, it's my opinion. In my aunt's family, my father's sister's family, there are 55 doctors. And the highest one is, he was the director of medical education, Dr. V.P. Narayan. Now, on hearing all this discussion, what I understood is the earning salute of doctor after acquiring MBBS degree is a father's hard-earned money, a father's hard work. Whereas after completing PhD and getting the salute of doctor is the total hard work of the children, individual people only. That is what my opinion. I am in the
Yeah,
43rd year. I am in the 43rd year of my profession as an optometrist. I have two opticals, one in Ashok Nagar, another Ramapuram in Chennai. But so many opinion when I'm getting it through this, so it's better. I'm not I'm not taken part as a doctorate researcher in this. So much of tough work we have to do for this. Thank you.
Yeah, I totally agree on a couple of aspects. Yeah, I would say like PhD earning a salutation is not only the person or who is pursuing it. It's a group. I would say it's a group activity, like where your supervisor is involved, your family support, your friend support, peer mentoring, and the where you are actually placed during the 3.5 years, mental stability, physical strength, how much
Yes.
you are able to balance the and if you are able to do a PhD completely, that's why people say wherever you go, only 2% of the world has got actually PhD. So that's it tests your patience to the peak, and then so that you will be able to handle anything in your life, even your wife or husband. So and that's how PhD is. Yeah. Uh, so before we close, I would like to get couple of closing words from each one of you, then we can actually close the session. Final remarks, anything you want to share for the future scholars who wants to pursue PhD? A couple of points which you feel okay, what you have learned so far, which should be very, very intense. Yeah, over to you guys.
Um, okay, I actually again I would like to thank Dr. Gopinath for giving me this opportunity. Hopefully, I had given an idea about the topic to all the people who are present, all the participants who are present here. And when it comes to PhD, one thing that I have, so I am currently in my third year of PhD. So one thing I've learned through the process is you need to remain self motivated, and perseverance and a teamwork is what will help you to go until the end. That's what I feel. So continuous perseverance and self motivation is really important. And above all that, what is really important is a good support system. So I would really thank my family members and all my and my guide who has helped me to come to this level in my journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Chandrika.
Okay, so the one advice what I would give is like please don't expect when you join PhD like the graph will be like this. It will have so much of ups and downs. Okay, sometime or some part in your PhD journey, you will definitely feel that why did I even take a PhD? I should have just worked somewhere, earn good money, and then I would have settled in my life. If you are not getting that thought, then it means that you are not doing a good PhD. If you are getting that thought, then it means you are going in a good way. So
Uh, yeah, Pinaz, I think let Vivek join back. Vivek, we
Yeah,
lost
I
you in
will.
a couple of times. It's okay, but Pinaz, over to you.
Oh, okay. So one message I would like to give to those people who are planning for their PhD, because now in India, everyone is applying for PhD and they are getting admissions also in many private universities. So I just want to say, don't run for this degree like blindly. You need to sit back, think what is PhD, what is research first. You cannot be a person who's working in a corporate and want to do a research in amblyopia. This is so, I mean, you just think practically that you are in a corporate, then you have to do a research in something in the domain where you are working. Similarly, if it is a academics, you are working in academics, you are completely working in a university where you have no collaboration with any hospitals and you are planning to do a PhD on myopia, please don't do these things. So you need to think practically what you are doing right now. And PhD is not a degree that you have paid the fees and you will get it. Okay, so you need to think about it like what you want to do, where you are. If you want to do on clinical population, it's better that you be working in a hospital where you have research support. Then you can pursue your part-time PhD. Otherwise, please apply for full-time PhD in a good university. Don't just waste your time in the hope that PhD is just a matter of fees, pay your fees and get the degree. So this is my concern about today's era when I see people applying for PhD, blindly they are applying for PhD. So that's all.
Yeah, Vivek, we got you back. You were telling something.
yeah, okay. So just like you said, no, like PhD is a roller coaster, right? So you will have ups and downs, but then just don't get demotivated because there are so many people around you to motivate your guide and your doctoral committee members to just review your progress and your family to support you, push you, and motivate you. So yeah, if you once you have enrolled, you just go on with the flow. Even if your publications are getting rejected, your results are going wrong, or your analysis is not coming in a positive way, just don't get demotivated. Just push yourself, work hard, and definitely in 3 or 5 years in time, you will definitely finish it off. And always have that curiosity to learn and adapt to newer things.
Yeah, so I think this panel has gave lots and lots of inputs for the upcoming scholars, especially who wants to pursue PhD in India. And I hope you guys can take up the crux key aspects from this discussion. Go back, rethink whether you really want to do, if you want to do where in India or abroad, and whether part time or full time, we have lots and lots of positives and contradicting things for doing PhD in India and part time, full time. So take the decision and welcome to the ride of PhD. I thank the panel members Chandrika, Vivek, and Pinas for joining in me because I took the liberty of calling them. All of them are good close friends, Manipal graduates. We have been knowing each other for the maybe for the last 10 plus years at least. Pinas, yes, maybe for the last 6 years, but others, I know them for the many, more than a decade. And thank you so much for joining on a weekend. And I will be uploading this session in YouTube. If you want to connect with Chandrika, Vivek, and Pinas, please write to us. I will share their email IDs. Maybe they can guide you when if you are planning your PhD somewhere in India. Yeah, I hope we can see in another interesting panel discussion. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Happy
thanks, Dr.
evening.
Gopi, for arranging such a good panel discussion and also giving us an opportunity to be a panel members. And thanks to Chandrika and Dr. Pinaz also, and also all the attendees who has joined with us today.
Yeah, I sincerely thanks Gopi for this opportunity, and it was a very nice panel discussion. I mean, I really enjoyed words from Chandrika and Vivek and you too. So I keep hearing from Gopi, so that's why I mean, I really felt nice after hearing from Chandrika and Vivek upon on this PhD topic. So their life is also going like roller coaster, and I believe one day we will also overcome that with lots of
Yes.
happiness and success.
Yeah, thank you all for being amazing panelists. Thank you for giving insightful knowledge from and the exciting questions that I had received from the participants had also helped me in knowing what really needs to be delivered while I'm talking. So thanks to them also. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.